Hello and welcome to the Realistic Careers podcast with Tammie Ballis. I'm a recruitment consultant and career consultant in the Australian job market, and I'm here to help you get a job. In today's episode, I'm exposing the reasons why I've rejected candidates. Now, keep in mind, I have worked in health, corporate, and government, and these are heavily compliant industries where even the tiniest of little lies will get you rejected. So, yes, this may seem harsh, but remember, it's my job as a recruiter to hire the best people, and that includes experience and character. So let's get started. This isn't any news to anyone, but I've rejected people who blatantly lie. They lie about how many patients they've looked after. They've lied about working at a certain organisation on their resume. They've lied about a manager when they were really their girlfriend. And they've lied on their reference checks. That's just a few. Lying will get you blacklisted. It's as simple as that. It shows poor character. It shows poor integrity. Some organisations and companies have core values, and a lot of the time, one of those core values is integrity. So if you're caught lying, it's an amazing way to get yourself struck off and never, ever hired at that company again. I've rejected ghosters who come back. So in the job market, when you are ghosted after an interview, it's the same when candidates ghost recruiters. And we can't stand it. We hate it just like you do. So we've had particular incidences where I've recruited candidates, I've done phone interviews, in-person interviews, started reference checks, and then they've just disappeared. This happens a lot. People just fall off the face of the earth without telling anyone, no emails, no phone calls. They've just disappeared into oblivion. But what's most frustrating is when they come back. I've had candidates come back after 3 months and ask to be put into the recruitment process again for the job that they were applying for. This is also why I reject people. You can't have someone working in a business that is flaky, that doesn't respect the company, that doesn't respect the recruitment process, and doesn't respect me as a recruiter. I've taken my time to interview you, to get to know you. Most of the time, if we've gone through that process, I think that you'll be a good fit for the company, given that you've got the experience required. And if you've ghosted me and then want to come back, I'm sorry, but that's just not good enough. And this isn't going to be news to anyone either, is candidates lying about police checks. Now, remember, my recruitment background is mainly health and government. So a lot of those industries do require police checks. I have worked at one place where they have let people work with a criminal record, but it's been a minor criminal record, something like a drink driving offence from 15 years ago, or someone was caught with the possession of a narcotic. Again, a very, very long time ago, they've done their community service and they were able to get back into the workforce without any hiccups. The problem here is when people lie about having a criminal record. It is not uncommon for a recruiter to ask you in a phone screen, is there anything that will come up if we did a police check on you? And if you say no and something comes up, you've lost out on that job opportunity for 2 reasons. Number one, you've got a police record and most places don't accept any sort of police records. But number 2, you've shown lack of integrity and you've been dishonest. I've had candidates get through with police records because they were honest about it. Again, as I said, small, tiny little offences. But if you were caught drink driving 20 years ago and it's still on a police record and we've asked you and you said you don't have any criminal records, it shows that you're lying. We can't have liars in the organisation or the business. So if that's you, go see a solicitor, maybe get a court order, see if you can get that erased because it will affect your job prospects. I'm not a lawyer, but see if you can get someone to help you because if you have a police check, you can't even get a job as a cleaner in a hospital. That's how sensitive it is. I've rejected someone who put forward their manager as a referee, but because, especially in Australia, a lot of industries are very incestuous. I don't remember how I found this out, we found out that the manager was actually the person's girlfriend of 3 years, and they didn't disclose this throughout the recruitment process. And I remember we found out, we asked them, and they swore and hung up on me. Terrible experience. He was struck off, blacklisted, never to work for that business again. So don't lie about who your managers are. We will find out. And now this one is the last one. It's the biggest one that I will never, ever forget. I had to reject a candidate and blacklist a candidate because they did their own reference check. We now have what we call online reference checking systems. And the beauty of these reference checking systems is you can see if someone's done their own reference check by checking IP addresses, and it flags other things that might show that it's fraudulent. This one, I remember very, very clearly because it was sent from an IP address and then received at the same IP address and then sent back from the same IP address. We checked that IP address. That IP address was a residential area. It wasn't at a workplace, and we were looking for a health facility. So what it looked like was the person had sent it from their home. They'd received it on their home computer, filled it out, and then sent it back to us from their home computer. Now, there are 2 red flags here. Yes, the obvious, they've filled out their own reference check. But number 2, since it was in a residential area and they've received it and sent it out and we've received it, they might also be in a personal relationship with the referee. And if that was the case, that's a conflict of interest. However, it wasn't. I had the awful task of confronting this person. I somehow cornered them and they confessed to filling out their own reference check. And the reason was because they didn't have any other reference checks. And if this ever happens to you, we can always work it out. We can maybe get another colleague or a supervisor. It doesn't have to be a manager. We can always get another reference. Work it out with your recruiter. Don't lie. Don't do your own reference check. It's detrimental. You'll be blacklisted and you'll never get a job in that company again, or you might ever get a job within that organisation. ATS systems remember everything. So I hope you liked that episode. Thank you for listening. I would love it if you could like and subscribe. But if you're in the job market, I hope you get hired soon.